Hey my friends, and welcome back to Arms and Gaming. In this guide video I'm going to show you where to find all 4 of the third umbilical cords in the game of Bloodborne. Now you need these items to unlock the childhood beginnings ending in Bloodborne. So if you're a first time Bloodborne player, I hope this guide will help you to get all of the endings, but this is the secret ending to Bloodborne. In the game, you only need 3 umbilical cords in order to trigger the fight with the moon presence at the end of the game, but I'm going to show you where to find all 4 of them. Now this takes place after the Father Gascoigne fight, the Vicar Amelia boss fight in the Cathedral Ward, and after that you actually have to go to Old Yharnam and go and fight the Bloodstaff Beast. Now the reason you need to do that is because there's these little doors to the right hand side of the lantern inside of the Cathedral Ward. And those doors only open up after you defeated the Bloodstaff Beast in Old Yharnam. So, already did that. You're going to run to this little place here and drop down to a little spot where there's another set of doors. And that leads you to the abandoned workshop. Now, if you're a first time Bloodborne player, a trophy will also pop if you access this space for the first time in the game. This is actually where the Hunter's Dream takes part. Now, if you know the lore of Bloodborne, you'll know that Gehrman, he modified his Hunter's Dream to look like this place, because it looks exactly the same with some missing elements. But like you saw there, I just found the first of the 4 umbilical cords in the game on the back of the altar. There's a lot of different consumables you can pick up in this area. You can get the old hunter's bone. You can get the grey hairpiece that you give to the doll in the Hunter's Dream. You can get the doll's clothing set. It's quite a nice little secret area if you're playing this for the first time. But we are moving on. That's what I love about Bloodborne. I mean, there's so many little secret places you can go and just check out. And I mean, I've said this before, this game is absolutely beautiful and still a pleasure to play. But what I'm doing now is I'm just going to head over to the Forbidden Woods and I'm going to show you guys where and how to obtain the second umbilical cord. You can actually do this in one playthrough if you follow the correct steps and stuff too, and you can actually pick up all 3 or 4 of the umbilical cords. Now right, I'm going to do this after you defeat the Shadows of Yharnam and Rom the Vacuous Spider. It's very important to do this after those 2 boss fights. If you try and fight the Yusefka imposter in Yusefka's clinic to obtain the second umbilical cord, it's not going to drop. She actually has to be on the table in the clinic in order to drop the umbilical cord. So that's very important that you defeat Rom and then come back to this area, spawn back into the Forbidden Woods and take this path that I'm showing you here to go and obtain the second umbilical cord. I think out of all the areas in Bloodborne, the Forbidden Woods is definitely one of the biggest, and it's actually a very nice place to come and explore and also find a lot of consumables. But what you're going to do once you reach this place where you pick up the tonsil stone on the left hand side there, you see these dark cages. Apologies about that. You're going to go to this little cave on your left hand side and just head down this cave where you're going to reach a lake full of poisoned water. So always just make sure your garb that you're wearing has a high poison resistance, and always just heal up and just keep eye out for stuff like this, because this water can be a little bit messy. So you're going to keep on running through this cave until you get to this little cliff where there's a very long ladder. Now this ladder leads to the back alleys of central Yharnam, and this is the place where you actually access Yusefka's clinic, because remember, as soon as the game starts, the doors are closed in the beginning of the game, so you can only access it at this point and later on in the game when you have opened up the gates from the back side. Well, that was a mouthful. So yeah, just keep on climbing and I'll show you just now where you pop up. Who builds these ladders? Damn it, this thing is long. Okay, right, so just open up this gate. This is like a little shortcut. This is where basically we start off the game, but you start off on the other side of that gate. Just take this little path down here into the back alleys of the cathedral ward. There's a little brain sucker there, so just ignore it. That's actually a madman's knowledge that you can pick up. Always pick up little lights if you're playing the game for the first time. All that stuff is very handy. If you go to your right hand side, you can actually find the K-Nest Summons, which is also a secret place for first time Bloodborne players. You need the K-Nest Summons to access Castle K-Nest, but that's for another video. I have videos of that on my channel as well. Please check those out and don't forget to subscribe, my friends. I really need your support to get my channel to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you for everybody who has subscribed already, and please guys, just hit that subscribe button and help me get to my goal. But moving on. So here we find the imposter Yusefka. Now you can actually have a dialogue with her and she has quite a nice dialogue, but I'm just gonna, you have to kill her and just pick up the second umbilical cord. The third cord is actually optional, and it can only be obtained if you follow the quest line where you send all the NPCs to the cathedral ward. Now I'm going to post a link in the description on that video how you can do that, because it's very important that Arihana is in this quest line and you can actually get the third umbilical cord from her. Now I'm starting off at the spot after the One Reborn fight. That's when she disappears out of the cathedral and she comes down to this little sewer area or basement area of the game where you first fight Father Gascoigne. Now she's sitting there, she gave birth to her offspring, and I mean, yeah, she unfortunately it's not a very pretty sight for the poor woman. But unfortunately you have to kill her and the youngling. It's not really necessary to kill her, but she dies anyway. So you actually pick up her shoes once she dies, but to kill the offspring, that's where you get the third optional umbilical cord. Like I said, you can do this in one playthrough. It's quite a long playthrough if you do follow this stuff, but I mean, you can do it at any time. Right, we're moving on to the fourth umbilical cord. And this is actually, it's one you can't really miss because you obtain it after defeating Mogo's Wetness in Mogo's Loft. After this, there's quite a lot of places you can still go and explore. You obviously have to go to the Nightmare of Menses, run through that huge area, and defeat Mikolos, the host of the Nightmare, which leads to Mogo's Loft. And over here, after you defeat Mogo, she drops the fourth umbilical cord. If you missed the third optional one, you'll have 3, and you can actually go for the ending, the secret childhood's beginning ending in the game. So after this, make sure when you go to the Hunter's Dream, consume 3 of the umbilical cords and head over to Gehrman. Instead of submitting your life, actually challenge him to a fight. Do the boss fight with Gehrman, and then after that there will be a cutscene of the Moon Presence coming down, and you will actually have a boss fight against the Moon Presence. Can be a very intimidating boss, but it is doable. But this is what you need to do in order to get that secret ending. So now the video starts off where I already beaten Gehrman. It's important in that boss fight, try and save your consumables like your blood vials and everything, because the boss fight follows directly after this cutscene. Yeah, I'm just loading up some trusty beast blood pellets and some fire. Be very careful, this boss actually has a way of taking away all your power, but the good thing there is it stands still for at least 5 or 6 seconds that you can actually go and attack it. I always go for the hack and slash, just murit method in my boss fights in Bloodborne. So it can be a handful, but I'm pretty sure you guys can do it. It's a very interesting looking boss. I mean, it's like the xenomorph from Alien meets. You see there, when the boss does that, it actually takes away your power, but it stands still for, it gets stationary for a very long while, so you actually can go and hit the thing. It does have this attack where it throws these weird balls out of the air. It's a very interesting boss, very interesting boss to fight. It's like nothing you've seen in the game of Bloodborne. I think the only beast that comes close to this thing is maybe the cleric beast. But yeah, that's how you obtain the Childhood Beginnings ending, which is also the secret ending in Bloodborne, my friend. I hope this guide helps you, and I really hope you enjoy the game of Bloodborne, because it's an absolute classic. Again, thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you for all the support. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, my friends. Cheers.